Imagine being an astronaut on a mission to explore the vastness of space, only to discover that your body is aging at an accelerated rate. It sounds like science fiction, but recent research suggests that this could be a harsh reality for space travelers. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time passes more slowly in space, which would imply that astronauts should experience a delay in aging. However, a new study has found that space travel may have the opposite effect, causing human cells to age faster due to the extreme physiological stresses imposed on the body. But here's where it gets controversial. The concept of aging in space is far more complex than we initially thought, and it's sparking a heated debate among scientists. Catriona Jameson, a stem cell biologist at the University of California, San Diego, puts it succinctly. Space is the ultimate stress test for the human body. Her team's recent discovery that spaceflight accelerates aging in human blood-forming stem cells has significant implications for our understanding of the effects of space travel on the human body. The researchers found that stem cells that spent about a month in space had a reduced self-renewal capacity and showed signs of molecular aging, which could have serious consequences for astronauts on long-duration missions. This study builds on previous research, including the famous NASA twin study, which found significant differences in molecular profiles between identical twins Scott and Mark Kelly, with Scott spending nearly a year in space and Mark staying on Earth. The differences, including telomere shortening and signs of DNA damage, persisted even after Scott returned to Earth. Jameson's team wanted to investigate the effects of spaceflight stress on cells in greater molecular detail, focusing on hematopoietic stem and progenitor cells, HSPCs, which are responsible for renewing blood and immune cells. They collected HSPCs from the bone marrow of individuals undergoing hip replacement surgery and cultured them for up to 45 days, either at the International Space Station, ISS, or in a research facility on Earth. The team used several methods to evaluate the cell's aging process, including expressing a fluorescent gene reporter, which allowed them to distinguish cells in different phases of the cell cycle under the microscope in real time. They found that compared to HSPCs that stayed on Earth, their counterparts in space had higher cell cycle activity, indicated by increased cell division and reduced dormancy, both of which suggest faster aging. The team also performed additional experiments after the cells from ISS returned to Earth, including whole genome and RNA sequencing, to evaluate changes in telomere length, genomic stability, and gene expression patterns associated with aging. Like in the twin study, the researchers observed a similar pattern showing a reduction in telomere length, as well as significantly lower gene expression associated with telomere maintenance. And this is the part most people miss. The changes associated with aging were not the only differences observed in the stem cells that went to space. Jameson's team also saw a higher prevalence of single base mutations in these cells, indicating genome instability. They used a computational tool to predict the possibly deleterious effects of this instability, and found that the stem cells that underwent spaceflight accumulated mutations associated with clonal hematopoiesis, a condition that can contribute to the development of acute myeloid leukemia later in life. So what does this mean for the future of space travel? Jameson's team, in partnership with NASA, hopes to find better ways to monitor molecular changes in astronauts in real time and identify strategies that could help prevent or treat the deleterious effects of space travel. As Jameson notes, advances in space research will likely also benefit humans on Earth, accelerating technological advancements and making ground-based research easier and more relevant to human health. But we have to ask, do we need to rethink our approach to space exploration and prioritize the health and well-being of astronauts? The debate is ongoing, and we want to hear from you. Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below.